Moving on to the final section from part 1 of the book of The Wild Way to Lucid Dreaming. And in this video, we'll be covering the chapter that is on the history, myths, and legends of lucid dreaming. Now, when it comes to this part of the book, I was actually just going to skip over the whole thing because there's not really that much useful information in there that's really going to directly help your dream work practice. But I do have some highlights in there, so I figured screw it, I might as well cover it. So, first up, dreams are funny, dreams are weird. Dreams may even possibly reveal hidden aspects of the subconscious mind. And I would venture a guess to say they most likely do. But because we have no actual volition in them, assuming that you're not lucid, right? They remain more or less meaningless to us, and as such are something not really considered as being a bona fide activity. And it's sad to say, but that really is kind of how like the majority of friends and family in my life tend to view dreams. It just, they just don't really care about it and don't understand why I'm so invested in them. The whole subject of dreams and dreaming has been pushed into the background and right out to the fringe, where just about anyone can say anything they like about it and nobody can really say any different. And I definitely see aspects of that just in the dreaming community as a whole, where there's so many different views and perspectives on things, but because you can't really prove things to be empirically true or not, basically anything. You can say anything about them and it can just run rampant out there in the community. Since dreams are apparently of no real rational use, this topic has effectively fallen into the general area of almost total disinterest. The only exception to this is perhaps the more recent rise of lucid dreaming. And I would agree with him there, but then again, it's not really that recent anymore. I mean, lucid dreams were scientifically proven to be a thing, like, I don't know, probably close to like 50 years ago or something by this point. But nonetheless, it is slowly getting more and more popular. So I'm doing my thing over here with my channel to, slowly get this message out to more people. Because it still trips me out how many people I'll run into and they don't even know what lucid dreaming is. Like, it's a word that they've kind of heard of and they'll have, oh yeah, I've heard of it, but like, what even is it? Which is a bummer, Again, that's why we got to get this information out there more often. And then the other part that I have highlighted from this chapter is it talks about the Aborigines from Australia and how they have a really rich dreaming history and culture. And, just kind of looking over this, like, I've known of the Aborigines and their big interest in dream work and stuff. But after reading like some of the stuff he has in here, it really makes me want to kind of dig into their culture and their practices a bit more, because it sounds very interesting. So, their history goes back at least 40,000 years, which is like crazy long. Their myth around how the world and everything in it was created, they view it as there was these two godlike beings who basically dreamed all of our shared reality into existence. Lucid dreaming is apparently very commonplace in their culture. They also believe they have the ability to interact with each other and things within the dream space in the same way they would interact with things in waking life, and kind of similarly linked up to that, right? So apparently, if you commit crimes within dreams, you can get punished for those as if you were committing crimes in real life, which is scary, but also kind of cool. Yeah, anyway, he goes on to talk about a few more things, but I think we'll just leave it with that. Till the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.